Alrighty, and we're live. Welcome back, everybody. Back to the Cheap Seats podcast. First of all, I'd like to give a special thank you to everybody who tuned in last night for our live draft reaction. We got 670 plus, which is crazy. So thank you for that.
That was live. Now it's up. It's over 900.
Oh my goodness, even better.
Hey, we take it.
So let's I've been given the honors to do introductions, so I'll introduce my very handsome co-host. You can only see one of them right now, Mr. Chandler. How we doing?
We're doing pretty good, man. We're riding that high of last night off the draft stream, so I've been doing great on that. But nah, it's great, man. We had the first pick. It's awesome. It's you know, I know some fans aren't happy. We'll talk about it later in the stream, but just pretty good right now.
And then, of course, the other handsome man in the room, Mr. Icy. How we feeling?
We're feeling good, man. The vibes are, I wish I could say high, but they're medium right now. So, yeah.
Yep. And I am Mac, and this is the yesterday's birthday boy, Grimace. Shout out to the Go to New York.
Yeah.
So much to the chagrin of a lot of NBA analysts who said this draft stunk, still had a draft. So we're going to talk about it, obviously. Hawks, surprisingly, with the number one pick.
Oh, let me pull it up real quick. There we go.
Yeah,
but here, I'll read it off for you. First pick was mine and Icy's team. Honestly, I don't know how you truly feel about it now after sitting on it for how long has it been? Like 12 hours? 20? I don't know. But first pick, Zachary Rizache. I believe I said that right. Or Rizache. I'm going to get it right one day. But Icy, how do you feel about that pick, being a Hawks fan?
Look, bro. We was discussing it last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I say when we first got him, when his name got called, it was still like a little surprising to me. Then I kind of felt emptiness because we attacked one of our team needs instead of two of our team needs, which was a rim protector and perimeter defense. Now, obviously, we got perimeter defense with Zachary and his physical standpoint of view. I think he's going to fit right in. I think ESPN had him at 6'8". People were saying 6'9", 6'10", but he can switch on to anybody. Good perimeter defense. The problem I have with him is he's a 3-and-D player, and he can get his buckets at points of the game, but he's a 3-and-D player, which is great, but I don't know if you want a 3-and-D player as the number one pick overall. But we kind of had our hands tied behind our back because the word coming out of SAR camp was, hey, he don't want to be in Atlanta. Even though he said it yesterday on NBA Today, I believe. He said like he had no problem in Atlanta, but everybody kind of understand like that's a PR standpoint of view. And it's crazy because Mag made a joke about it. He was like, yo, SAR wanting to go to DC is crazy. He wants to be a U Street instead of Atlanta. But hey, hey, that's him. You're gonna find out what U Street is all about. But hey, right now, it's like I'm cool with it. We just gotta I just gotta see like what's the other moves we're gonna make. Now, obviously, we made a trade. We traded for what, the 44th pick?
Yes. So we just traded AJ Griffin to the Rockets for the 44th pick, and I believe that's it in the trade. I could be wrong. I need to look that up while you're talking. But
so yeah, we're gonna see what other moves we're gonna do this off season. Right now, it's either Trey or DeJounte, and it's probably going to be more DeJounte because a lot of people feel like we're going to get more value for him than Trey Young.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm kind of mellow. I'm in the middle right now. I don't really know what like good things or like bad things. Like I don't know. I'm in the middle of everything.
Yeah, and going off of what you said, for me, like I truly understand kind of the Hawks position and why we took Zach. Because I mean, if you think about it, you want somebody that's going to be here. You want somebody that's going to really commit to the team and the team's goal. And as the Hawks say now, the Hawks DNA, right? Like that's their motto, that's their thing. You want somebody to buy into that. So I get it. You don't want to have somebody, whether it's the player or the agent, that isn't bought into your team's end goal, right? And saving a headache, I guess, was one of their main reasons, because obviously they said, or not obviously, but they came out and said that Zach, regardless of what Sarr said or did, words or actions, that Zach was their number one player. That was from the mouth of Landry Fields. So I don't know. I guess we got our guy. I'm happy that the Hawks organization is happy. I'm assuming they are, at least. But not too many players said anything like right after the draft. Like, I don't think Trey tweeted out anything. I don't think DeJounte tweeted anything out. So I don't know what the vibe is around the team. Front office, they look very happy. The team, I don't know. We still have a big need to address at rim protection, as you said. Hopefully we do that through trade or, free agency, whatever. I really hope we address that, or this 44th pick. If we took like a Filipowski or Flipowski, however you say his last name,
Flip.
Flip, or there's another guy that I'm thinking of, but I couldn't tell you his name. There's another center that I wouldn't mind having. Just anybody that can replace Clint, because I'm tired of looking at Clint Capella on my team. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm happy. I'm happy. With how the league is with 3-and-D wings, I'm okay with it.
I will say this too. I know like our biggest playoff success was a couple years ago, going what was it, 2019? Yeah, it was 2019.
2021.
2021. I'm tripping. Jesus. But I will say having a 3 or like maybe a 4 or wherever, he's a wing. If he develops to like, he can get his own shot and like be very elite. I mean, we can look back at it and be like, like everybody laughed at us, but it's like having a 3 that can create his own shot with Trae Young on the team, like that's a duo that can take us far in the playoffs.
Because we're not looking for like a playmaker. We have that. That is not something that we are in dire need of. We have one of the best playmakers in the league. So we need defense. We need shooting, perimeter defense. We need that a lot. So we covered that. We were talking about rim protection. Still need that, but I'm happy. Mac's away right now, but we can go and move on to the second pick real quick, because the first 2 picks are the main ones that we're going to be talking about, like, in depth. Number 2 goes to the Wizards, which is it's kind of crazy that strictly for this podcast, because I reside in Georgia and both of them reside near DC, so it's kind of funny how that worked out. But
yeah,
Mac, I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about Alex Sarr going to the Wizards?
Honestly, him wanting to go to DC is a big red flag. Seems like he'd rather be going out on the town with with Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole, but I guess that's his priority instead of catching lobs from Trey. So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know too much about him, honestly. The few times I listened to NBA experts during the draft, and they were like, "This is a draft class you can kind of ignore." So I kind of ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
But so I don't know. From what I've heard, he could be pretty good because he's obviously like 6'10".
That's what. Yeah, he measured like 6'11" at the combine, but they say he's 7'1". Shoes, no shoes, all that.
Semantics, but yeah, no, I just got to go off of the dumb logic that it's a center drafted in the top 3, and those kind of haven't worked out recently.
That is true. Looking at you,
Ayton Wiseman.
Mm.
I don't know. So it's the Wizards, so they probably botched it.
Mm-hmm. So I see. Since you have a unique perspective, what's the vibe around the city in DC, or at least near it? What's the vibe in the state? What's the vibe around the city? They're not a state, but you know what I mean.
District.
The district. It seemed like everybody's like kind of happy that, well, and just in general, like that, like Washington sports teams are kind of on the rise. The main two sports teams, they feel like, especially with the Commanders, they feel like, okay, like even you get some old people, some old vets. They finally got a quarterback to where they can start around. With Sarr, they feel like, okay, like we don't know much about this guy, but we're gonna listen to reviews and we see he's 7-1, we see what he can do off the tape. We see like, like there's room to grow. So it's kind of like, and there's also I should put this in, but like also just like how like, and maybe Matt can attend to this too, but like just how like there's new buildings around DC, like there's a new energy going around in the city. Mm-hmm. So, it's like people feel good. So it's getting that old Chocolate City vibes.
Mm-hmm. I do hate that I have to hate Sarr or hate on Sarr. He gained a whole city of haters in essentially like 2 weeks. So shouts out to him.
Yeah, this man's a D1 hater.
I take it with full pride. I'm a D1 hater. It is my thing. It's my passion. It's what I do. But we'll probably just list off the rest of the draft a little quicker. 3, 4, and 5. We had Reed Shepherd going to the Rockets, Stephon Castle, NCAA champion, going to the Spurs, and Ron Holland going to the Pistons. So I really do like all 3 of these picks. The 5th one was we were kind of questioning where the Pistons would go with that 5th pick. I know ESPN actually got the first 4 picks right. So shout out to whoever had that, whoever that article was from. I think I named him, but I can't remember who it was. But the 5th pick, they had Matthias Buzelis going to the Pistons. Said the Pistons go with Ron Holland. I believe he's I'm not going to speak on what he is because I don't want to speak wrong. But out of those 3, which one stands out to you? And Mac, I know which one's going to stand out to you. But which one stands out?
Love the Stephon Castle pick. He was arguably the best defensive guard in the country. And what the Spurs are trying to do, I really like. You just surround Wemby with guys who play defense, especially looking at the Celtics model. You want guards who can play really good defense. He's got a jumper, so hopefully they can develop him from the offensive side of the ball. But I love his just love how scrappy and like how well he plays defense. It should help the Spurs out a lot.
I see. What about you? Does any pick 3 through 5 really stand out to you here?
I feel like Detroit should have gone with a shooter. They don't have really any spacing. They got, Ashore, I think that's how you pronounce his name. My fault if I got it wrong. But he's a great defender, and you see like how he's gonna be. He's gonna be a demon. But I'm looking at that backcourt. Cade, all right, Cade's the centerpiece. What's his name? I forgot his name. The point guard from Purdue. I forgot his name, but he can't really shoot like that. And Ron, like I say, Ron, he's like, yeah, he's good on defense. He's gonna make the right play, but he can't shoot the ball like that. And then they have Jalen Duren. So that starting 5 is going to probably look like the Orlando Magic, just like a little bit worse, to be honest, when it comes to three-point shooting. They good at their own little their own games, but yeah. They're gonna be they're gonna be all for 3-point shooting.
I was trying to look up what Ron Holland's stats were shooting wise, but it's not saying anything. It says he's 6'7", averaged 19.5 points, 6.7 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 2.4 steals, good lord, and 0.9 blocks in 32 minutes across 29 games for the Ignite, but it doesn't show his 3-point splits. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. I'm not going to look too deep, but I would agree with Mac. For me, getting that defensive guard is very key for the Spurs, and I think that was a really good pick. Also, shout out to Reed Shepherd, the white boy magic. Let's see how he cooks up over there. I saw some crazy, funny, crazy, whatever you want to call them, pictures about Reed beating Houston, but we'll continue on. Oh God, I gotta pronounce this guy's name. For 6 through 10, we had the Hornets taking. I'm gonna butcher it again. I call him Salon because I think that's how you'd say it. I probably butchered that. It could be Saloon. I have no idea, but
10J. It's like 10 giant 10J.
see,
Not
I
even
don't
gonna
know.
try to pronounce that.
I don't even know.
He doesn't pass the name test.
No name test.
Honestly.
I mean that's the Hornets. They're not drafting for names, which they did for LaMelo. But
Well, they did. Well, hey, Brandon Miller does pass the name
that
test.
is true.
Honestly.
That is true.
Very easy to say. Very smooth.
Hey, I can admit when I'm wrong. You know what I mean? But 7th, we had the Blazers taking Klingon, another one of Mac's players. 8, Mr. Robert Dillingham goes to Minnesota to team up with Ant. 9, Mr. Zach Edey goes to the Grizzlies. I actually had some Grizzlies fans in a group chat, and they were really excited about this pick. And then at 10, Cody Williams goes to Jazz. His brother plays on the Thunder, so shout out to their whole family. That's awesome to see whenever brothers get to play against each other. Bars. For me, I'm gonna go first here because I want to talk about Rob. I've been watching Rob since his overtime days, and I am so excited to see him play alongside Ant. Because I mean, if you can't tell, I might be a big Georgia fan, so I'm a little biased when it comes to Georgia. But I'm really excited to see Rob up there in Minnesota. That is going to be one exciting offense. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I will talk about it real quick. I did not expect Zach to go in the top 10.
No.
I honestly think the reason that he went in top 10, or at least one of the big keys, is how good he is at shooting free throws. Because if he was that tall and bad at shooting free throws, I don't think he would have went that high, personally. But the fact that he can knock those down at a pretty good clip, at least I couldn't tell you the numbers, but what I saw in the NCAA tournament, he was knocking them down. Look, you're not gonna be able to hack a shack him because he can knock his free throws down, So it'll be interesting. That might have been a little bit of a stretch. I have no idea. I could be wrong about that, but shout out to the Grizz. Actually, I'll start with you this time. Who 6 through 10 really stands out to you? If any, there could be none.
So I got a question for both of y'all, but the person 6 through 10 that stands out for me really is a toss up between Klingon and Cody. I think both of them are good for the respective teams. Klingon, though, I don't know what Portland plan is because now you got 3 centers that game is basically. I'm not gonna. Well, Aiden, he can shoot the midi, but outside of that, their games is kind of the same almost. I mean, I feel like Klingon, he's a little bit more active on the defensive end, but you also got that with Rob. But then Rob is all right, maybe he's not as healthy. You feel what I'm saying? I just don't know what they're doing. And then with Cody, I feel like he can get his own, but he can create. A lot of people feel like his season, my fault, not season, but he got his money's worth off of how he performed in the tournament. And I feel like his game going to translate over. He's going to be straight.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a question for both of y'all though. How do y'all feel about the Spurs trading away Robert Dillingham?
I did think it was weird. I mean, I understood why they traded him in general, just because they already took a guard in this draft. There was no reason to take 2. I don't get why they didn't just draft somebody. I mean, I guess if you can get assets, get some assets. If they're giving you, well, my thing is like they got a middle schooler for a first round pick. I don't know. They got a bunch of first round picks from the Hawks. I didn't think they'd exactly need them, but I'm not a GM, so I can't directly speak on what their plan is moving forward. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it may be gaining assets to have a bigger trade come on later or something like that. If they want to add a vet to their team, if they're really trying to make a championship run in the next year or two with Wemby. I think Robert's really good though. So shout out to Minnesota for getting a really good player date.
Because I was gonna say, and Mac, you can go too. Because I was thinking, I was like, yeah, it was a great trade for Minnesota, but I was like, shouldn't San Antonio low key be trying to build around Wemby right now?
Yeah, I mean they are. It seems like they are, but yeah, I don't know. It's a great trade for Minnesota because I mean Kentucky guards are usually really good, especially ones that are drafted that high. But I don't know. I think they might be positioning themselves with those picks to maybe if they want to, if they're in contention in the West in the future, if they want to trade for somebody, I think that they might have ammo. I guess it's all dependent on Minnesota's roster because I'm trying to think outside of Ant, they're not necessarily like all that young. Like at least their core pieces aren't that young.
Oh, Jaden.
Yeah, there's Jaden, but
Yeah.
their big men are kind of aging. Like
Mhm.
more specifically Rudy, and then Cat's been in the league for a long time.
I mean, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels. So.
Hey, that was true, and it worked out. Jaden McDaniels better than KD.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Jaden.
Yeah, never been swept.
No, never will be. Do you have anything else, Icy, or was that it?
That was it.
All right.
I got something for the next picks we're gonna go to because there was just a breaking news. But go ahead.
I got you. All right, Matt. What about you? Did I already ask you? I don't think I did.
No. Hey, man, shout out to the Bristol kid, Donovan. Man, he'll be the best of the three because at the very least he has some sort of a jumper, and he didn't shoot that many threes in college, but at least he kind of showed off the range. I think this is a pick to where they're like, all right, the DeAndre Ayton experiment didn't really work out. We're going to try and see if we can find a trade partner. Because I don't think you can trade Rob Will. Because, I mean, he's a good defensive anchor, but he doesn't provide any spacing. And he honestly gets too hurt too often, I think, for anybody to give up anything of value.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Zach Edey pick, I mean, I know that he can hit his free throws, but I think he's way too much of a traditional big man to be picked in the top 10. I mean, a couple of years in the playoffs, they saw that a center who they already have on the roster who plays similar to Edey, Steven Adams, was basically unplayable in the second round. Like they had to bench him against the Warriors because he couldn't guard anybody. And I don't know what the pick is. I don't know why that was the pick. I mean, the paint's going to be clogged between Edey and Triple J. Hopefully his shooting goes up, but I don't know. Doesn't really appear to be much of a shooter. Like Ja until like last year didn't have much of a jumper, and then like the only real like spacer they seem to have is Desmond Bane.
Well, we were talking about that on stream last night about Triple J's 3-point percentage, and it was. I may actually have it pulled up. No, I don't.
32%.
Yeah, it was something that was not really going to cut it if they're really looking for some spacing. I mean,
pretty atrocious.
Mm-hmm. But that was 6 through 10, and to round out the rest of the what's it called? Draft lottery or the lottery. Good Lord, excuse me. At Chicago taking Matas Buzelis, the Thunder taking Topic, who tore his ACL, by the way, but we can get into that after we do all this. The Kings taking Devin Carter, the Wizards taking Carlton Carrington. I want to make sure I pronounce that right. Let me hop this real quick. And the Miami Heat took Kel'el Ware. Shout out to Indiana. Shout out to Blank. But 11 through 10. Anything stand out to y'all? I see. I'll start with you because you said that you wanted to speak on something.
My fault. You said 11 through 10.
Oh, I meant 11 through 15. Sorry.
11 through 10. All right. So I thought the Sacramento pick was a little crazy at first, but they just made a trade with Toronto.
Really?
Trading away. What's my boy's name? Hold on, I'm pulling it up real quick. They traded away. They got Jalen McDaniels, and they traded away Davon Mitchell and Shasha Viscovi. Whatever name is, and they got the 45th. Oh, and they gave.
They traded Davion.
They traded Davion Mitchell. Wow.
Davion.
Holy shit.
Did I say his name wrong? Jesus. Yeah. So I was surprised at that, but I mean, I guess the Kings wanted. I mean, Devin Carter's a bucket, and I guess they're saying like, "Yo, we're gonna go straight offensive power." And Davion, Davion, like I love them and his work ethic at Baylor, and he was a good 3-point shooter, but he wasn't really doing that much shit on offense. He was really defense. But Devin Carter's going to come in. I think he's going to do big things for the Kings off the bench. So that's going to be nice.
How tall is he? Do you know?
6. I think he's my height, 6'2".
Okay. Odd foot.
Yeah, I think Davion is like what, 6 foot or 6'1", something like that.
I think he's 6'1". He's kind of like in that Trae Young area. Like he's a little shorter than 6'1", but he's listed at around 6'1". I think that's what it is.
Damn.
So that's what happened. Then I'm looking at Oklahoma City. I don't know what Sam Presti is doing. I'm sure Mac is gonna get on Sam Presti's ass. But I was like, y'all drafted someone who tore his ACL, and I don't really know how good he is, but the buzz around him saying they're saying like, yo, he's kind of dog. So we're gonna see. And
you talking about Topic?
Yeah, about Topic.
Okay, so I had saw a tweet we were talking about it in the stream last night, and it said that Topic was a top 5 talent, but
my fault.
That's what I was saying. That's I wish I could credit the guy that said that. I can't think. I don't remember his name, but said he was a top 5 talent, but his injury scare is what really dropped him. Excuse me, not even the injury scare. He is injured right now. He partially tore his ACL, I believe. It might have been a full tear. I couldn't tell you. I'm not a doctor, but my thing is, people were questioning that pick, but the Thunder can do that with their team and the talent that they have, and
first they got rid of Giddey.
And how they're set up. They have the opportunity to, take those high ceiling guys who may have question marks, like injury question marks. Not, hopefully not other question marks, Giddey, but question marks that are more injury related. So they can take those kind of risks and be okay and miss on like a draft or two, and they'll probably be in the WCF next year. So that is my prediction.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to I think his name is 3 feet is hilarious.
3 feet, man. That's
funny.
That's rough.
Rough, man. Shout out to is it Matas? That's my name. Yeah, shout out to Matas. He was I think he was outside of like 1 or 2 other players. I think like he was a more emotional player. He said that he didn't dream playing basketball, but now here he is today. You watch his inspiration was D Rose, and so now it's like he's in Chicago now, bro. So big clap for him, bro.
Big ups.
Oh, yeah. And also Miami Heat. This is the guy that they was looking for this year. I think you were saying this on stream to where it's like, yo, he can shoot the ball. He's more agile. I looked at some of his tape last night. I'm like, yeah, this is the guy that they needed last year. They go along with Bam. Because now Bam can be like, okay, Bam can play the 5, but he's really like a 4, and like Ware is going to be like that 5 to stretch out the floor. So it works out perfectly for them.
Mhm.
Plus, he's that devil magic for the Heat.
You ain't lying. He's probably going to develop and be, top 5 center. I mean, it's just what the Heat do. Makes no sense. They'll take somebody you possibly never heard of. I've heard of Khalil, but it may take somebody you never heard of and turn them into a real talent. But Mac, what do you feel? How do you feel about the 11 through 15 picks?
Man, what is Chicago doing, man? I don't know. I just don't really like G League Ignite players because they usually they have a very low hit rate. And even the one that did hit, Jalen Green, was kind of a question mark for a while on if he was actually good or not.
And the Rockets just took another guard at 3, but that's not even.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently they're getting KD, but who knows? Also,
who knows?
But also, so I understand what OKC's doing. If you get a top 5 talent and you can kind of stash him because, your roster is so young and so deep. But I don't know, man. Sam Presti, if this doesn't work out, we got to have some conversations because there's very few GMs that could have 3 league MVPs on their same roster, not win a title, and then eventually let all 3 walk. I mean, it's crazy. Like he really might just be Danny Ainge without the super team ring. Come
so
on.
Funny. That is so funny. I'm just thinking in 5 to 7 years, if the Thunder don't end up winning a championship, and say Shaw left or something like that. I'm just trying to imagine Rack's reaction, how how mad he would be.
He'd still be ranting about the 2012 team. It's different. It's different this year, guys. But no, so not to go on too much of a side tangent, but I kind of hate when people are like, "Oh, this team is just destined to win a title," when that's just not the case. It's like people are like, the Nuggets they're destined to be a dynasty. Are we sure?
It's hard to be a dynasty now.
Yeah.
I mean, especially considering how many good teams there are. I mean, we haven't had a repeat champion in 6 years, right? I believe.
Ever since the Warriors.
Yeah, it's really tough now to win a championship considering how deep and how good teams are, especially with the Celtics team now. My lord.
It could be. Hey, listen, I just said not hard to be a dynasty. Could be the next dynasty.
It could be. Probably will be. It's a Boston sports team. Probably will be. It's gonna piss me off again, but
I kind of like the Heat pick, but honestly, they probably should have went for Connect because they need more offense from their guard play, considering Jimmy's kind of in limbo right now. What is Jimmy going to do? Who does Jimmy think he is? Demanding a max from Pat Riley. I don't know. He'll be a key for them in the future, but their window is supposed to be winning right now because they were just in the NBA Finals a year ago. But I don't know. Their roster just isn't that good. And then they lost. They're basically going to lose Caleb Martin, it seems like.
Oh, so really?
The demon is gone. He declined his player option.
Come to the Hawks, please. Please.
I don't think you want him. He might end up like Gabe Vincent.
Hey, bring that magic. Bring that magic over, man. I need it. Whatever they got.
The Devin Carter pick now makes sense now that they got rid of Davion Mitchell. I don't know why the Kings have a fetish for getting rid of young, talented guards, but who knows?
It's just that thing. It's that sack way, I guess. I don't know. That sack count brand, but
it's my thoughts.
We'll move on to 16 through 30. Got a second picture to put up here for you. There we go. And we'll go through this a little bit faster. So 16 through 20. I promise I can speak English sometimes. At 16, the 76ers took Jared McCain. 17, the Lakers took Dalton Connect. 18, the Magic took Tristan da Silva. 19, the Raptors took Jacoby Walter. And 20, the Cavs took Jalen Tyson. So I'm gonna take this first one because for me and Icy, we somehow both have the same 2 favorite basketball teams. Our second one being the Lakers. that Dalton Connect pick is a steal. As somebody who is an SEC fan, right? I was watching quite a few of his games. That guy can get a bucket whenever he wants. It is ridiculous how
No
good he is.
chance. No, you gotta. No.
No. What's up? What's
No,
up?
you gotta say it like this, bro.
Say it how you want to say it. You're right. Whatever you say, you're
That
right.
white boy was cooking them niggas, bro.
Well, hold on.
Whoa,
he
can't
was
say
cooking
that.
them
I
boys.
can't say that. I can't
He
say
was
that. Wait a
cooking
minute.
them boys, bro. He was cooking every night. It looked like he was having 30, bro.
Bro, whatever he wanted, he was getting it. It was ridiculous. I believe at some point during the season, he went through like 6 straight halves with 20 or 15 or something like that. It was ridiculous. Whatever it was, I think he dropped 30 in 3 straight games or 35 in 3 straight games. I don't know what it was. It was some ridiculous number. He dropped 40 against Kentucky. I believe they lost that game, but still had 40. That's ridiculous. I just really feel like his game is going to translate so well to the NBA because of how well he can get his own shot up and how consistent he is. I can tell you his numbers, but it's just time after time he was, when they called on him, he was there. I know, and I believe he had like a down game against Florida. So many Florida fans going to be like, "Oh yeah, check his stats against Florida. Check his stats against Florida." Florida was a pretty good team. I mean, you're not going to be on every time. And there's also an age thing. Like, I'm so sick of teams passing on players because they're 3 years older. What is 23 versus 20? Genuinely, I need to know. Like, I mean, I could rant all day about that, but that's
I think
just me.
it just depends. I think it just depends on where you are as a franchise. I think if you're a contender, you're way more comfortable with taking guys who probably are more at their ceiling at 23, but they're good out of the gate versus guys who could be better in the future. They could be way better than the other guy in the future because you need them to be that. You need them to be stars.
That is true.
Or close to it.
Mm-hmm. That is true. But how do you feel, Mike? Which pick stands out to you? Also, shout out to Jared McCain. I would stand up and do a dance right now, but I'm okay.
Yeah, honestly though, I think the McCain pick is good. I don't know. I don't know if it's the Aaron Nesmith draft pick that really has me concerned for guys who are supposed to be really good 3-point shooters out of college, but
or AJ Griffin who just got traded.
Yeah, or AJ Griffin. I don't know. The 16 and 17 picks look really good. I think Holmes, the guy that the Nuggets drafted, I think could be a really good bench piece for them, which is what they really need because all they really have so far is what's his name, the white guy, I forget his name. It's Christian Braun.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much all they have coming off their bench. And then I think the pick that I think really stinks is the AJ Johnson pick for the Bucks because he's more of a developmental piece on a team that's trying to compete for a title. Like they don't have 2 to 3 years to invest in his development. They need guys who they can plug and play around Giannis and Dame. Giannis, the way things are going with Giannis might demand a trade next offseason or Dame too.
And speaking about guys trying to leave, KCP is declining his $15 million player option and becoming a free agent.
Oh wow!
Hey, that's a smart. Hey, he'll get a lot of money in the open market, way more than $50 million.
He will for sure. Shout out to a Georgia legend, KCP.
But also I got to end off. Apparently, I was told the guard we drafted is a really good rebounder, shoots the 3-ball well, and defends well at 23. So I'll take that, especially since I've been told it sounds like an upgrade over Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser is a fine player, but a better Sam Hauser on a rookie contract sounds really good to me.
Mm. So I see. Go ahead and give your real thoughts on that Connect pick. I just want to hear it. Just as a funny bit.
Oh man, Dalton Connect, DK, white boy KD, standing at 6'6" from the University of Tennessee. This this white boy can get a bucket. I'm telling you, he can do you each and every way, bro. You want to jab, the old school jab bucket, he get you there, jab pull up, jab the elbow J, Sometimes he want to bang it on you. He bang it on you. No Diddy. But hey, he get the job done, bro. And look, the Lakers, bro, I don't know. Well, with D'Angelo Russell probably not coming back. I think as soon as they drafted him, JJ was like, "Yo, he was already drawing up pin screens for him and ATOs, so he's going to be playing along with LeBron and AD. Plus, it's like even though he's 6'6", he plays 6'8", and his frame is more like that. So I think the only thing you can say outside of scoring is like maybe defense wise, like how he's going to be. But I feel like he's not going to get attacked. He's a lengthy player. He's going to get added. He's not going to be some bum or some traffic cone. So I'm happy for this. Plus, if he can really get it going, and he's like comfortable where he is with the Lakers, like he can take the step back and like, hey, he can cook too. And I'm trying to find the new name, the new nickname for AR and DK.
I already know what you're looking for. Acronym is AS. You guys say it. Acronym is AS.
Yo,
you guys say it. That one was crazy. That one was crazy.
I saw someone on Twitter said that the new nickname is going to be the school shooters. Something like that.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be crazy, bro. I think I like Icy Hot. I think that's going to be
that's a much better one.
That's way better.
That's way better.
That's
but
much
yeah,
better.
bro. They're going to get LA jumping for real.
We're gonna get canceled. Fresh podcast on Twitter.
Yeah, crazy.
No, but let me real quick. I think I just spit on my keyboard. That was a little disgusting. Sorry if you saw that. 21 through 30. It was the Pelicans taking Yves Missy. I'm just gonna call him Messi because for the bit. 22 Deron Holmes. As Max said, he's gonna be a really good bench player for them. He could be more. Who knows? But the Bucks took AJ Johnson. I heard somebody call him a 12-year-old. That made me laugh. 24, the Wizards took Keyshawn George. I think it's Keyshawn. The Knicks took Dadiette. That sounded crazy. Pause. The Knicks, they took a guard at 25. 26, the Thunder took Dylan Jones. 27, the Timberwolves take Terrence Shannon. I believe it's Terrence Shannon Jr.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good pick. I think that'll be a really good piece for them. The Timberwolves probably won this draft so far. If they're not at number one, they're at least top 5. They have to be top 3, maybe bare minimum. They did really good. The Suns took Ron Dunn. The Jazz took Isaiah Collier. And at 30, the Celtics somehow got a steal with Baylor Shireman. And if anybody watched Baylor Shireman, he was also very good. So at 30, that value was crazy good. Shout out to the Celtics. Mac, you already went over a couple of these. I see. Is there any from 21 through 30 that really stand out to you?
I ain't gonna lie, big dog. I don't know none of these niggas. But I mean,
hey, I respect it. I respect it.
Isaiah, what was it? Collier?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, he played at USC. Played with Bronny.
With Bronny.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guard.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna be decent in the league. I saw a little bit of his gameplay, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like 21 through 30 is like what that draft. Like you playing 2K and like you just hit auto draft and like it just do what it got to do, bro. Like I don't know.
Well, the thing with TSJ, I'm not gonna talk about what he was going through, but he had some off the court stuff they had to deal with, and I'm glad he beat it, and happy that he could continue to pursue his dream job. So shout out to him. That's a really good pick at 27. That is a really good.
Hold on, is Terrence? Wait, what school did he go to?
Illinois.
Illinois, yes.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah, that
Minnesota got him.
Yeah, Minnesota got him.
Oh,
Think about both guards that they got. They got Rob and him.
Wow.
And they're gonna pair that with Ant and Jaden, Cat, Rudy. I call him Rudy Goobert, but it's Timberwolves are looking nice. Depth wise, they are looking nice.
I'm so happy for Terrence Shannon. Oh wow. I take back everything I just said. Outside of the 27, it was just a simulated draft from 21 to 30, bro. Because I remember watching him, bro, and they won the Big Ten tournament this year, and he reminds me of that AAU basketball player that you walk into the gym and you automatically see his aura. Like he's either dunking on someone or making a tough ass shot. Like he's a bucket. Plus, I feel like he's gonna be a demon defensively. So yeah, Minnesota up 100 right now. Holy shit!
They really are. They really are.
Wow, bro. And he beat the case.
Shout out to
winning in life.
Guy's a winner. And while, or I guess from this will go back from about a day before the draft to now, but we've had a couple free agency stuff go on. So during the draft, it was Denny Avdia, however you pronounce his last name, got traded to the Trailblazers for Malcolm Brogdon and the 14th pick. Do I have the pick mixed up? I think I got the pick right. I actually can look at the picture. I'll tell you right now. Okay, so the Wizards got the pick and Brogdon. Yeah, I got it right. Okay.
Yeah.
That happened, and then the AJ Griffin, as we said earlier, was traded to the Rockets for the 44th pick. Hopefully we take a center. Who knows? Nick Claxton, Georgia legend. He re-signed with the Nets for 4 years, $100 million. And I think honestly, so far, if we're talking outside of the draft, the Knicks have to be the winner right now. I mean, they re-signed OG for a lot of money. I believe it was 5 years, $212. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. 5 years, $212, and then they just traded 500 first-round picks for McCall Bridges. So, shout out to the Knicks. How do y'all feel about both of those pickups from the Knicks? And do y'all think? Let's go ahead and get a hot take. Do you think the Knicks will be in the finals next year? I couldn't say it with straight face. I couldn't.
No.
I couldn't.
They're not going to be in the finals, but I will say, Mac, they will give your team a run for their money, bro. Because I kind of felt like a healthy Knicks team this year could have matched up at least well with Boston, but now it's like they can throw bodies and bodies after bodies. Like, and what I can say, even though y'all won the championship this year, y'all was definitely top heavy. Is that okay to say y'all top heavy?
Well, I mean, the starting five was historically good.
Yeah. So
Celtics were a deep team, though. They were just.
I feel like the Knicks knew that, like, we're not gonna find any players better than Tatum or JB. We have Brunson. He could be at best second best player in the series, maybe one, but second is probably good. But they looking around and it's like, yo, let's just get guys to where we did throw bodies at them and like produce great offensively. And that's what they do. That's what they did, bro. Now Isaiah, like, he might not be with the team unless he take the lowest pay cut in history. But I mean, you got, let's just say you're gonna have OG on who? Tatum or Brown. And then you're gonna have Malik. Oh, is it Malik or
McCall?
I keep saying
McHale.
He's gonna be on JB or one of them, so you don't gotta worry about that. Then you're gonna have Dante on Derek White. Oh my gosh, I'm bored. Yo, bro.
Yo, again.
Bro. Now you're probably gonna have to hide Brunson defensively, but yeah, he's not gonna back away from the challenge. Plus, you look at it, I think they're more. I think I can say they're a little bit more athletic than the Celtics. So
Yeah.
I
I
think,
guess I mean we do have that all lives matter bench.
bro. Yeah, but I just feel like it's a better matchup. And then like you can't forget about Hart. Hart's going to come off the bench. He's going to give you minutes. And also on the point guard that got off the bench, I can't think of his name, but I have to say, bro, the Knicks, bro,
Yeah.
like even though y'all hated on Trae Young, bro, like I gotta give him credit as due, bro. Like y'all out there, spending the money wisely and working, bro, working and working.
Yeah, if they had a different coach, I'd be completely on board. But sadly, they're going to play one, two. I was trying to count the millions of minutes they're about to play this season. So we'll see if they can survive it. It's somebody tweeted out. It was Iron Man talking about Mikal Bridges and his, how he hasn't missed a game in like 3+ years, something like that, versus Tom Thibodeau playing him for 48 minutes every single game for 82 games. So we'll see how that goes. But Mac, how do you feel?
Hey, they definitely got better. I think they secured the number 2 seed because they are the second most complete team in the East. Regardless of what Philly fans might think, I don't think there's a free agent in this class that puts them ahead of the Knicks. And there's also the factor that Embiid always gets hurt, so I never want to listen. I still have receipts of that play-in game where Embiid kind of looked a little better, and everybody's like, "Wow, like this is the healthiest he's ever been going to the playoffs," and then he wasn't clearly. But anyways, back to the Knicks. Honestly, there's just something about a team whose best player is like a point guard that doesn't really play much defense. That I think that there's a lower ceiling versus like if you have a really good big man or like a really good wing or wing duo. I don't know. You just have to hide them on defense, and then also with the Knicks, they have no spacing at all at the 5. They have absolutely none. Which for the Celtics, I mean, even with KP being out until November, December rehabbing, I mean, listen, Al Horford might be 39 years old, but he will never be washed.
No, that's
one.
That is Atlanta legend Al Horford.
And then also, and if they want to, I know he didn't shoot particularly well from 3, but he's a better spacer than Mitchell Robinson is Xavier Tillman, who I think is kind of Al Horford light. So, and
he's
also,
like it.
Also with the defensive schematics, with the fact that they don't have a 5 who can space the floor, and the Knicks basically have to have Jalen Brunson on defense, they can still have Tatum guard the 5. They can still do the whole matchup they did with the Mavericks. They can take away the lob threat, and then basically you're pressuring Jalen to get a shot off. Also, in regards to OG and Mikal, I know they're good defenders. If you look at Tatum and Brown's career averages against both of them, 1-on-1, they average about 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
So take for that what you will. I don't know. I just don't think. I think they got better in the tier 2 of teams, but I just think that the Celtics are just in a league above everybody else in the East. Still,
and I agree. Like honestly, just thinking of the Celtics team, how deep they are, they're going to run it back with. I mean, most likely the same exact team, right? Like, am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, pretty much the same team. Plus, I guess better Sam Hauser as a rookie.
Yeah, exactly. They got oh god, what's his Schermeyer, something like that.
Yeah,
they just adding him to an already elite deep team. It's that Celtics team. I think I'll go ahead and call it. I think they go back to back. Barring any, I don't know what my camera's doing. Barring any crazy injury, I think they go back to back.
It was all I'm saying is that the NBA better hope that Jordan Walsh doesn't develop an offensive game.
Amen.
Because he's going to be a defensive menace off the bench.
Mm-hmm. That's what he was at Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah, see, I know a little thing.
There you go.
But I do believe that unless y'all have any more, y'all have anything else off the dome? You got anything?
Shout out Grimace.
Oh, of course. Shout out Grimace, man. That's actually I'm a Braves fan, so I can't say that. But yeah, man. Thank y'all for coming out. I'm pretty sure that'll wrap it up. I believe the next part of the draft has just started. If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
just started.
Just started. So the Raptors are on the clock. They got this from Detroit via the Knicks and the Clippers. All the destinations that some of these picks have been is crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. Be sure to follow all of us. We have all of our ats either under our names in our pictures or it's scrolling across the bottom. But Cheap Seats Podcast, thank y'all for coming out. This was episode 15. We'll be back for episode 16 most likely next week. We'll see how our schedules work out. Maybe in 2 weeks, who knows? But we will see you in it. Maybe a short stream or something like that. Might not even be a podcast, but it'll be here on my Twitter account. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe. Please like the video so it can get more traction. But thank y'all for coming out again, and we will see y'all next time.
See you next time.
Peace.
Deuces.